How many drinks did you pour last night? How many scrolls until your eyes blurred out? How much scrolling are you doing? Are you seeing the girl that's telling you to stop scrolling, but yet you keep scrolling? Are you eating everything in sight? Or are you controlling and bypassing the eating? How much shopping are you doing? How much binge watching are you doing? What are you doing to take the edge off? Because we know those edges are jagged. Numbing out doesn't always look destructive. It looks normal. And it's quite accepted by society. But what it's doing is it's separating you from the grief. So here's the grief and here's you. It is separating you from the grief. And the grief is just going to stay right under there. The whole time you're doing your techniques, it's staying there. You're still functioning. That's the thing about numbing out. You're still functioning. You're just not really living. The problem with numbing is that it doesn't just block the pain. It blocks the peace. It blocks the love. It blocks the joy. And it blocks the connection to others. The more you numb, the smaller your world becomes. The more you numb, the smaller your world becomes. What do you reach for when you don't want to feel? What is the thing you're reaching for when you don't want to feel? When you're using substances to escape, so we talked about numbing out, but what about illegal or legal substances? Let's be honest. Grief hurts like hell. You will do almost anything to make it stop. And for many people, it means getting something to take the edge off. I got to have this drink to fall asleep. I got to have this pill to get through the day. And I'm telling you, it absolutely works. It does work, but it only works for a short while. And you need another pill. You need another drink. You need another gummy. Eventually, your body starts to build up tolerance, and you need more and more and more to feel less and less and less. Meanwhile, the grief you've been avoiding grows heavier. It grows heavier in the background. You can't heal what you refuse to feel. You cannot heal what you refuse to feel. Substances can dull the pain, but they also dull your ability to connect. They dull your ability to connect, to love, to rebuild. What's the cost of numbing yourself instead of healing yourself? What is it costing you to numb out? Hey, girls, look, I'm on a Facebook group where there's a lot of women in there. They're drug seeking. They're looking for Ativan. They're looking for anything they can get. We have a lot of moms groups. I'm not personally in one of the moms groups, but Erica is. And they're constantly on there. Where do I go next? Where do I go next? It's easy to numb out here in America. Trust me. I want to talk about when avoidance feels like control. Avoidance gives you the illusion that you're in control of the grief. You have convinced yourself that you don't need to look at the pain. Because if you look at the pain, it will control you. But the opposite is true. The more you avoid, the more power grief has. The more you avoid, the more power the grief has. You are giving your grief away. You're giving your grief the power. You are giving your grief the power. I'm telling you this. Hear me when I say this. I'm not just making this up. You are putting grief in control. You become a prisoner to the very feeling you're trying to escape because it absolutely has the control. Because every time it doesn't want you to do something, it will come up. The hardest truth about healing is this. You can't overthink grief. You can't outrun grief. You can't overthink it. You can't outrun it. You got to move through it. And facing it doesn't mean you're going to drown in it. It means you finally learn how to swim in it.